How's it going, everybody? C-RadTV back here in our video. So, of course, we have completed the NFL Week 1. We're now into Week 2 of the 2024 NFL season. And with another week of NFL football now upon us, it is now time for the NFL Week 2 picks. As now we begin the season, and now we get into Week 2 of the season. Now that everybody's got the rust off in Week 1, now we can see what everybody really packing in this season. So, of course, last week with my picks, I did pretty well with my picks. Went 14-2 with my picks. So, my record for 2024-2025 goes to 14-2. I also made $150 off betting last week, too. So, that's pretty good. You know, I had one parlay where I got like $43 and another one where I got like $108. So, a pretty good week overall. Making that bank on the side. But anyway, let's hope for another good week of football here. So, let's go ahead and let's take a look at this week's schedule and see what we got. So, first game, we have the Thursday night game, our first game of the season on Amazon Prime. Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins playing in Miami. Battle for AFC East supremacy early in the season. You know, both teams 1-0, looking to get sole possession of first place in the AFC East. I'm not buying the Bills. I got the Dolphins winning this one against the Bills. It's going to be I think the Dolphins and Bills split this year. And I think this is the game Miami wins. I got Miami over the Bills. Give me the Dolphins in this game by 1 point. It's going to be a close game. Give me Miami in this one. Now let's move to our slate of Sunday games. First game, Las Vegas Raiders, Baltimore Ravens playing in Baltimore. Yeah, I got the Ravens in this one. I think the Ravens are going to dominate the Raiders in this one. I got give me Baltimore in this one over the Raiders by 9 points. Give me Baltimore by 9. Next game, Los Angeles Chargers, Carolina Panthers playing in Carolina. Chargers dominated the Raiders at Jim Harbaugh's debut with the Chargers, so that was good to see there. Good for Jim Harbaugh. And for the Panthers, their nightmare continues. Like, their season's over before it even starts, getting completely dominated by the Saints. And Panthers fans, if you think it can't get any worse, well, it gets worse. Derek Brown is on the IR for 4 games with a knee injury. Well, Carolina, tank time. But yeah, for this one, yeah, I think the Chargers are going to blow out the Panthers in this one. Give me the Chargers over the Panthers by 9. So yeah, give me LA over Carolina by 9. Next game, New Orleans Saints, Dallas Cowboys playing in Dallas. You know, the Saints had a pretty good win, dominant win, but it was against the Panthers, who are literally the worst team in football and a complete shit show. Dallas at least played a pretty good game against a respectable opponent in Cleveland, outside of Deshaun Watson, and we'll talk about Deshaun in a little bit. But yeah, Dallas, though, they're playing a mediocre team. Dak Prescott always does well against mid-teams, so the Cowboys should win this game. I got Dallas. Give me Dallas over the Saints by a point. Give me Dallas by 1. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Detroit Lions playing in Detroit at Ford Field. Detroit had a big overtime win against the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Tampa Bay had a pretty dominant win against Washington in Jaden Daniels' debut. I just think, now Tampa Bay has to play a real team this week. And yeah, I think Tampa Bay is not going to be ready. I think Detroit's going to be too much for Tampa Bay to handle. Give me the Lions over the Bucs by 3 points in this one. Give me Detroit by 3 over Tampa. Next game, Indianapolis Colts, Green Bay Packers playing in Green Bay at Lambeau. Jordan Love is out with a knee injury, with an MCL sprain after the game in Brazil against Philadelphia last week. I mean, it's not all that bad for Green Bay as long as you have a pretty good backup QB. And your backup QB is Malik Willis, and he'll be getting a start. Never mind, Green Bay, you're fucked. Give me the Colts over the Packers by a point. Give me Indy by 1. Next game, Cleveland Browns, Jacksonville Jaguars playing in Jacksonville at Duval. Jacksonville struggled against the Dolphins. The Browns struggled against the Cowboys. Like, Deshaun Watson looks like one of the worst QBs in the league. I think this is a good chance for Jacksonville to bounce back. And I think Duval bounces back. I got Jacksonville winning this game by 6. Give me the Jags by the 6 over the Browns. Next game, San Francisco 49ers, Minnesota Vikings playing in Minnesota. Yeah, I got San Fran on the road. I'm taking the 49ers on the road against the Vikings. Give me San Fran by 2 over Minnesota. And I think McCaffrey will be back for this one, so give me the 49ers by 2 over the Vikings. Next game, Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots playing in New England at Foxborough. The Patriots off to a good start after getting that upset win on the road against Cincinnati in the first game in the post-Belichick era. But it's Jacoby Brissett, and Jacoby's just a placeholder whenever Drake May is ready to come in and play. I think this week New England kind of gets set back down to earth. New England's still not a good team. I think Seattle takes advantage of that. I got the Seahawks on the road against the Patriots. Give me Seattle by 1 over New England. Next game, New York Jets, Tennessee Titans playing in Tennessee. Tennessee looked awful against the Bears, especially when Caleb Williams looked like absolute dog shit. Like, Caleb Williams is the type of guy in school that, that would do absolutely nothing on a group project and would still get an A on it. The Titans really blew a 17-point lead to that. Mainly because the Titans, just struggled against the Bears' defense and special teams. And, of course, Will Levis threw one of the worst fucking interceptions I've ever seen in my life. And the Jets, well, even despite Aaron Rodgers actually staying healthy for more than 4 plays, they're still the Jets, and they butt fumble. But this game, I think the Rodgers takes advantage of a weak opponent, a pretty bad team. And I think the Jets take advantage of it and get back on track. I got the Jets over the Titans in this one. Give me the Jets by 2 over Tennessee in this one. Next game. This game is going to suck ass. This game is to decide last place in the NFC East. New York Giants, Washington Commanders playing in Washington. The Giants' offense looked fucking horrible against the Vikings. Especially Daniel Jones. Even with Malik Neighbors in there, Daniel Jones still fucking sucks ass. This is going to be Daniel Jones' last season as the Giants starting QB. I 100% think the Giants are going to be drafting a QB in the draft this year. Washington has their QB in the future at Jaden Daniels. And I think Jaden will have a good game at home for Washington. And I think the Giants are going to get this game over. The Commanders are going to get this game over the Giants. Give me Washington by 3 over New York in this one. Next game, Los Angeles Rams, Arizona Cardinals playing in Arizona. Arizona played actually a pretty good game against the Bills, but fell short. While the Rams, they went toe-to-toe with the Lions, only to fall short in overtime. I think the Rams are going to bounce back from that loss. I got the Rams beating the Cardinals in this one. Give me the LA Rams over Arizona by a point. Give me LA by 1 over Arizona. Next game, Pittsburgh Steelers, Denver Broncos playing in Mile High at Denver. Bo Nix looked pretty bad in his debut against the Seahawks. While the Steelers were able to peg the Falcons to death in Atlanta by field goals. The question is, though, can Pittsburgh actually score a touchdown in this game? Or do they peg Denver to death by field goals? I don't think it's going to be that easy in that Mile High climate. But I'm going to say Pittsburgh will win this game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Pittsburgh should wipe the floor with them. But I think Pittsburgh is going to play down and make this game more closer than it should be. So give me the Steelers over the Broncos in this one by a point. Give me Pittsburgh by 1. Next game, we have our game of the week. Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs playing in Kansas City. Cincinnati once again off to another slow start. That just seems to be the theme for Cincinnati in the Joe Burrow era. Every single year with Joe Burrow, they always start off slow. Usually start off 0-1, 0-2, etc. I think this year it's got another slow start. That's pretty bad when you lose to the Patriots in the post-Belichick era, and now you're going to Arrowhead against the Chiefs. And the Chiefs look better than they did a year ago. Especially Xavier Worthy, as I think the Bills have now realized they fucked up again. Jesus, how the hell do you fuck up with the Chiefs twice in the draft? First, you traded down with the Chiefs and gave the Chiefs Patrick Mahomes. And now in this year's draft, you did the exact same thing and gave the Chiefs Xavier Worthy. So, yeah, Bills really did it again. They made Kansas City even more unstoppable than before. Yeah, I got the Chiefs winning this one. I think the Bengals are going to keep it close, though, but I think Kansas City is going to find a way to win this game. Just the Chiefs, I think, are going to be too much for the Bengals to handle. Give me the Chiefs over the Bengals by 1 point in this one. It's going to be a tight game. Next up, the Sunday night game. Chicago Bears, Houston Texans playing in Houston. Yeah, I got Houston in this one. I mean, Chicago's able to get by the way they did, despite the offense playing like putrid dog crap. But that was against Tennessee, and Tennessee's not a good team. Houston's the top team in AFC South. This time, Chicago has to go play a real team. And it's on Sunday Night Football against Houston. Yeah, the Houston Strouds are going to wipe the floor with Chicago. And Houston's going to show Chicago what a real Ohio State quarterback really looks like. So yeah, give me Houston over Chicago in this one by a point. I got the Texans on Sunday Night Football. Fuck the Bears. And finally, our Monday night game. Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles playing in Philadelphia. Even though technically Philadelphia did play at home last week, this week, because they were the home team up in Brazil last week, this week is Philadelphia's real home opener. So yeah, I got the Eagles over the Falcons. The Falcons look pretty bad, even with Kirk Cousins. Like, I think there's a slim chance that if Kirk Cousins struggles through early in the season, I think there's a chance where Michael Penix Jr. could be starting by midseason if Cousins doesn't get it together. But yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles in this one over the Falcons. Give me Philadelphia by 4 over the Atlanta Falcons. But anyway, that'll wrap it up for my picks. That's all I got to say. Hope everyone's a great day, and I'll see you all whatever I make next. I'm out.